What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the post-mortem, where we break down the game between Manchester United and West Ham. And to be honest, there's not even that much to break down. We were just shit. I think that's the best way to describe that performance. Really poor, sloppy in possession. Defensively, we was poor. Offensively, we were just struggling. And we are actually dragging ourselves, like really dragging ourselves now. That everybody's battery just felt like it was on 50% today. And top four is looking more and more in doubt each game we play. Chevy, how would you summarise that, mate? Did I miss anything?
No, you hit it on the head, man. It was just an absolute shit show, literally. I was saying to Sam before we went online that I think it just makes it clear that we can't rely on the midfield that we have. And I don't know if it's a case of between last Sunday and this Sunday, we've played 3 games. 2 away games. We went to Brighton and then we had to go to London. We probably had 1 recovery session in between.
You said that after the Brighton game as well, didn't you? I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So I don't know if maybe that's a factor, but like at the end of the day, there was no sense of urgency. West Ham looked like the team that were fighting for something. We just didn't look like, we're fighting for anything. It was a really poor performance. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it. So yeah.
Sam, where did it go wrong for you today, aside from the obvious?
If we're ignoring the obvious, I think we're soft. I think we can see the goal. We just decide. A lot of the time we just think, oh, we'll just chuck the towel in, not bother, not fight for anything, not think we can get back in this game. Second half performance was absolute shambles. Did not see anything to suggest that we're fighting for top 4 or that even we wanted to win that game, because literally a goal went in and that was it. The whole mentality changed, and I just think that's where we're at as a club. I was saying to Chivy before we went online, it reminds me of like these old, you remember the old West films where they're on the carriage and they're on a long journey across America, and then towards the end, like the wheels are falling off, they get stuck in mud, people are dying and eating each other and stuff, and it's just, that's where we're at with this United team. We've dragged ourselves to this point and now we're just falling apart, and the defence can only do so much because they're the best part of our team in a minute. Midfielders let us down, attack's letting us down, and even our goalkeeper's letting us down. So you can't expect to compete when all that's going on. So that's where we're at.
I said in January, we are going to be walking corpses, mate, by the end of this season if we continue the way we're going. And it's all good, Ten Hag saying, this is what we do, this is the standards. And I get the standards of play, all that, that's absolutely fine. But there's only so much literally a human body can take. And you're seeing that now. This is, obviously we've had a very busy schedule. And when we do chop and change it, the drop-off's so big, you kind of have to keep playing them because you'd rather have the quality, even if they're knackered. But it's just getting to a certain point now where he's even chopped it and changed it around a bit. But Weghorst, I mean, he was all right in bits today, but he's limited. He only offers like so many things. And I even still think now, when Rangnick said that 10-man thing and it's open heart surgery, I still feel for that we need to shift loads of players. Like not just like 2 or 3. Like I feel like we need to like get rid of a lot. And this isn't going to be over one transfer window. It's weird because I feel like this is a multitude of points, but I feel like I've been sold a dream with that Carabao Cup win and the top 4 and the expectations at the start of the season, which we still have to remember. But going towards the end here now, I'm still seeing things that I was seeing under Howler. I'm still seeing things that were under like previous coaches. Just that little bit of bottle mentality when things get going tough. You can't, dig your heels in and get going, which is disappointing for me. And I don't know who it was out of you guys who mentioned in midfield before, but that's something that Eriksen today, like 40%, terrible. Someone said in the TikTok thing, 40% battery. Just not at it at all off the ball, which I've been saying for time as well, by the way. Casemiro, what's happened to Casemiro?
Yeah.
He's not the same player. Like, Bruno had bits, and I don't know what to do with this team because we've got, how many games we got left now? 4, 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we play who? Fulham, Wolves,
Chelsea,
Bournemouth. Yeah. Are you guys looking at any of them games now and thinking, yeah, they're winnable? Because I'm not. After that,
Chelsea would be the only one, but they just picked up a win, so that might be a bit different now. Wolves is it away? Wolves or is it at home?
Away. Oh, is it at home?
Is
Is
at
it?
home. All right,
think
that
it's
might
home.
change things. Wolves away is a
Well, hold on,
fucking
hold on.
terrible game,
Let me
innit?
just I mean, I was saying to one of my friends earlier today. I was saying like the two places I hate to go is the
Molyneux.
Molineux and the London Stadium, West Ham, and I hate because even when we win, it's always like a scrappy 1-0. Like we never go and dominate in any of these stadiums.
No.
And yeah, so no, it's at home, Wolves home.
Okay.
So that's we've got Wolves next.
I'm a bit more confident with that. Wolves away,
Yep.
I'd be like, just sign us off from that game
Yeah, but
completely because that ain't happening.
Yeah, but it's Bournemouth away.
That'd be a slip up there.
Yeah, and then Chelsea home,
Fulham
Fulham
and
home.
Fulham home.
Yeah.
In between. So, anyway, go on. Sorry, did I cut someone off?
No.
I think. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I thought you were just continuing your point, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. I think it's just safe to say, not any of them games we could look at now, and you could just literally think we could easily lose them games. We really, really could. I mean, bottling it second half to Spurs, and bottling it to Brighton near the end, and then doing it to West Ham. It's like this is more than capable of doing it with any team at the minute. The only thing I'm holding on to is that home form. So if we play, if we play what we got: Chelsea home, Fulham home, Wolves at home, 3 games at home there.
Yeah.
Which is great, because if them ones was away, I'd be like, fuck me, we could literally be out of the top 4 here. We're 1 point ahead of Liverpool, and Liverpool have a game in hand.
No, we've got a game in hand. We've got a game in hand.
Yeah, I meant it the other way around, sorry. Yeah, we've got a game, but even still, like you said, points on the board, all that kind of
board,
jazz.
mate.
Yeah, it is worrying. Look, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, because we've curved around it for since we started it. David De Gea, lads. The reason why we don't even get a point from today. I mean, what do we do with him?
Chivy, do you want to go, or because I've got a rant, so you get your point.
I mean, there's not much to be said about his performance. I mean, it speaks for itself. He was just shaky the whole time. I mean, when the ball went in, there was like everyone paused for like what the stadium, like there wasn't. We all paused for like a minute. It was like, did that go in? Like it was just out of the realms of possibilities. It's very uncharacteristic to understand, and it doesn't cover him in much glory, especially now that there's a lot of question about his position in the team. But let me just take a realistic approach before Sam comes in with the rant. Yeah,
that's our dynamic on this channel, isn't it, Chivy?
Yeah, well, we have to be realistic about it, because let's be real. How much are we going to get in the transfer like this window? I mean, we're not going to spend more than £250 million.
Can I come back at you on that though? Like, so the three targets that the Athletic mentioned, it was a striker, a number 8 midfielder, and a right back. You're telling me a goalkeeper don't get into them priority positions, even for a right back? I would much rather go for another season with Wan-Bissaka and Dalot than having De Gea in there.
Yeah, but then we have to think about the outgoings as well. So if we're going to think about Harry Maguire leaving, I don't know if Eric Bailly is going to come back, because he's on loan.
Gone.
Yeah,
Teller's gone as well.
So if Harry Maguire leaves, and then we just have 3 centre backs. If we're supposed to believe the rumours that Scott McTominay might leave, possibly Donny van de Beek might leave, we're looking at least 2 midfielders. So we're centre back, 2 midfielders, a striker. There's no way. And if we're looking for top level, that's 4. Where are my hands? Yeah. 4.
Where my hands?
I couldn't see it.
On the end of your wrist, mate, normally.
Yeah. That's the German 4 as well.
Oh yeah. Triglyzer.
Yeah.
There you go. Chivy got it. Yeah, Chivy got that reference.
So that's 4 players. And if we're going to get... So let's just say we're going for that Diogo Costa, whatever his name is. We're spending at least 50 M's on him.
More. 70 mil.
70.
Exactly. So 70 out of 200. Who's good in maths? I'm shit. Even Anan, I can't think. Yeah. So if we take out 70 million out of a £250 million budget, what are we left with? If we take 70 million pounds out of a £250 million budget, what do we have?
180.
Yeah. And if the rumours are to be believed that we want to go for Osimhen or Kane, what are we left with after that? At least £100 million. So it's like, that's the realistic side of it. I get your argument, and I think it's time for him to just go but then we have to be realistic. He might be here for one more season. He might just be.
There's rumours that he's going to sign a new contract. That's the issue I take with this. How can you give that man honestly, you could go back and watch his mistakes this season, his distribution, collecting from across, anything you want from a goalkeeper in this modern day and age, and he's terrible at it. The only thing he is good at is shot stopping. Honestly, that is it. And that when you say shot stopping and you watch a goal like that, what Ben Rama's just scored, I've seen that before when Xhaka's done it to us for Arsenal, and he's tipped it in the net. I've seen it so many. Everton this season.
Loads of times.
Yeah, Watford.
Lots of times, yeah.
And I'm sick of doing it every week. Yeah, he played well, but distribution really bad. We say it every single week. It's just fucking frustrating, man, and I'm bored.
But then if he doesn't sign another contract, then what happens? So, is your argument that we should prioritize keeper over these other positions that we need to fill?
Either way you look at it, you could prioritize. So you could say what I just first said, where you maybe keep Wan-Bissaka and Dalot for another season, and then you prioritize the keeper position. Or if you let him go, his wages alone would probably pay for a keeper. How much he gets paid per? He's on £400,000 a week nearly. That's what 1.6 million a month. He's saving for an extra couple of years. Added up. Again, not a mathematician, don't have a clue, but you can do the numbers and you can figure out pretty quickly that the wages off that bill would be hugely significant. I don't know. It's very risky going to just get someone, especially if you're going to buy cheap or try to find a deal. But, for example, I know we hate talking about Arsenal, but how much did Arsenal buy Ramsdale for? Was it 20 million? Something like that? How much is David Raya going to go for? 30, 35? I think he's out of contract, isn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Be free.
So there will be astute buys there. Obviously, scouting has to be absolutely bang on, but I cannot.
Free?
Yeah, it'd be free. He's out of contract.
Out of contract, isn't
he? Okay.
But he might want big wages. But De Gea's on big wages, so.
Yeah, but didn't David Raya replace David De Gea in the Spanish national team?
Yeah. No, I think
was someone else.
Is it Unai Simon?
Unai Simon plays for Spanish.
But Raya's
like second
man, I think. Yeah, and you got Sanchez from Brighton as well. So I've spoken about David De Gea a lot. It's just something they need to look at. But Sam,
over to you.
Words.
Yeah, we like Nick says, every time we speak about David De Gea, we say three things. Distribution is awful, and we saw that today. He gave the ball to a West Ham player so many times and let them in on us, which every game. He can't command his box. He got bullied about 4 times on West Ham corners. They had a goal ruled out, which I think should have stood, to be honest. Like, I think it was a soft foul.
One?
Where
Antonio.
Antonio touched his face.
It's either way
soft,
for me, but
soft. I've seen it given, but it's what it is. And then the one thing he had was he's a fantastic shot stopper. That shot from Ben Rama was his last ditch. He was just swinging his leg at it. He had 3 players around him. It wasn't going anywhere. It was a tame shot. Goalkeeper should deal with that. He gets his hand to it, and he still lets it into the net. People going, his foot slipped. But yeah, he gets his hand to it. His hand should be strong enough to stop that and not let that go in the net. And it goes in the back of the net. So if he doesn't even have shot stopping, what is he offering this team? Can't play out from the back. Can't command his area. Isn't a vocal leader. And his shot stopping has gone to shit. I read a stat, I think it was from The Athletic from Laurie Whitwell. He has had 4 errors leading to goals this season, which is more than Hugo Lloris. And I think we'd all agree Hugo Lloris is an error-prone goalkeeper, would we not? He's got gaffes in him. So I just don't understand what he offers anymore. And I'm at the point now, it's just if Ten Hag's going to build an effective team that's able to build from the back and pass and all that sort of stuff, he needs to be a part. A goalkeeper needs to be a part of this. A number 8 needs to be a part of this. A clinical striker needs to be a part of this, and a goalkeeper needs to be a part of this, because this team is failing this manager. He's failing this manager, and I feel so sorry for Ten Hag because he has no idea what the ownership situation is going to be this summer. Still, so he can't plan for anything. He doesn't know whether he's got 50 million or 250 million at this point. So he can't plan for which players he can bring in, who he could realistically sell, because he might need them, because he might not get enough money to go and buy the players. He might have to keep some of these guys. So he can't just go, you're fucked, as much as he'd probably like to. It's a terrible situation. And again, we're at the point now, David De Gea has been here 10 years. since that terrible a couple of terrible seasons ago where he was like player of the year, he hasn't played great. Like he hasn't been fantastic. He's had fantastic moments.
It was since he signed that
Yeah,
contract.
exactly.
That's when it all just kind of did.
And then he just hasn't played a good season since then. And I just don't. I think it needs to be the priority. I think striker's priority, number 8, and a goalkeeper. There's your 3 priorities this transfer season. I don't think we need a right back. I think I'm happy to, like you said, Nick, continue on with Wan-Bissaka and Dalot.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Like I don't think we need Frimpong, great player. I don't think we need him at this point. We need a goalkeeper. Like it needs to be on the agenda. I'll read a couple of comments and then Nick, you can go thing. Brandon, I give up. Literally so bored of watching him now. See you next season. Fuck you know. Craig Mooney, wacky inflatable tube man strikes again. Yeah. They have an option of another year too, Brian Casey can see that happening. Oh god, yeah. Jude Edits can have a shout out. Love you. There's your shout out, Jude. Love you too. Daniel Rice, start Butland next game, and Brian 100%. Daniel, could well do, mate. Could well do.
Well, we're talking a lot about the defensive issues. Well, not defensive, sorry, goalkeeping issues, which is the glaring one at the minute. But the other one is the attack as well, and the lack of goals. I've just seen something that's saying Rashford's got 5 in his last 17 or something. And we know his contribution this season, what he's done for us. And even when he stops producing now, who's getting the goals? I'm seeing people getting chances. Anthony has about 5-6 shots a game, every game, but then it goes wide, and then the odd one will go in. Bruno Fernandes missed big chances today. Like there was so many in that first half that just
Martial missed 3 chances.
In fairness to Martial, his was tougher than I'm looking at the other ones, and I'm like, at least one of them needs to be buried. But this is what I'm saying. This is why I mentioned it before the game. Before the game started, 15 goals between our attackers. When you take Marcus Rashford out of it, just simply it's not good enough. And I take your point, Sivan, you've mentioned about obviously Arsenal more further along down their kind of progression, and I understand it completely. But even so, like Jadon Sancho's been here a couple of years now. I know he didn't start today, but he's been here for a couple of years. Anthony was bought for a lot of money. Weghorst is just like, what are we doing with this guy? Why is he at this club? He wouldn't start for any of the top 10 teams. Brentford, who are 10th or 9th, have got fucking Ivan Toney up top. The levels are different. I watched Ivan Toney yesterday against Liverpool, and I know, again, Brentford lost, but he was sensational. And Weghorst is so far removed from that quality. When we're having to start games with him, it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's so many things to sort out. And it seems like every single season we are saying, we need to get rid of 10 players. Last season, who did we get rid of last season? Matic, Mata, Cavani, Lingard, Pogba. And more that I'm probably forgetting. Nearly 10 players in itself. And now we've got another 10 to get rid of.
It's just years
that's the worrying thing to me.
It's years of poor recruitment, isn't it? It's just years of buying random players that don't fit a system and not having any sort of plan or any sort of, okay, this player is going to be ready at this point. We can loan him out. We can bring this guy in, blah, blah, blah. This works for this system, and all the stuff that City do, all the stuff that Brighton do, stuff that Newcastle are doing now, the stuff that Arsenal are doing. We've not done that for years. We're only just starting to do that now under Ten Hag. Like, he's the first manager with an actual plan of like what he wants to do. You saw with Ollie, he got into thinking. He got Ronaldo forced on him. He got Donny forced on him. And it's just like, he didn't want any of those 2 players. Like, I think it was just like, you get these 2 or it's nothing. So Ollie was like, okay, fine. As I think Ten Hag, when he was interviewed for the job, he was like, I'll come in, but only if I get full control over this. I get to pick who the players are. And now we're seeing the results
of that. Start to have control.
Yeah.
As well, when, like you just said, like, you don't know who's coming in. But how can you plan for a summer when it's...
But also, he's working under owners who are not going to back him to the fullest that he should be backed, because financially they're taking money out of the club repeatedly, which could be spent on transfers. And now he's in a situation where he doesn't know who the owners will be. So he doesn't even know what to plan. Like, do I plan budget? Do I plan mega spend? Like, what do I do? He has no idea.
A tweet's just gone out. The timing of this tweet could not be any worse if you possibly tried. Mike Keegan has just put a tweet out saying, positive discussions are continuing between Manchester United and David De Gea over a new deal. Should an agreement be reached, he's expected to take a cut on his current $375k a week. I mean, read the room, mate. Fucking hell. Bruno Fernandes has given an interview, saying it's probably one of our worst seasons on scoring goals. We have people capable of scoring goals, but we're not taking our chances. We have to focus on ourselves. Everything is in our hands. We know what we need until the end of the season. It's tough for us. We have to get our energy back. And then Ten Hag said a couple of things. First half, we played quite well, created a lot of opportunities. Then on the first occasion, they scored the goal. We lost from ourselves. Now we have a week. We need energy. Yeah, there's a point. We've got a week off now, haven't we? Is that correct?
Yeah, first
Yeah.
time
This is the
since.
First time since the 29th of December that we had a week off, and I'm actually
Oh my God.
I'm actually quite happy that we have a week off, because not just for the fact that the players can rest, but just because I don't have to look at them anymore for like a week.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because after today, I was just, and I understand,
Shocking.
like what you've just read now from Bruno and Ten Hag. They've both said energy. They've both used the word energy in there. So it's clearly something to do with fatigue, and fatigue could also be mental as well. But then just on your point about the attackers, have you noticed that the drop-off has coincided with the drop-off in midfield? Because Eriksen and Casemiro have been absolutely terrible, and it doesn't matter who you have, right? Attacking. Mate, let's just go back a couple of years. We've had Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Falcao, Cavani, Ronaldo. I mean, what more do you want? But we've just not had a good midfield. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if your midfield is shit, doesn't matter who you have, your attackers will be crap. Martial, towards the end of the game, did you notice him dropping to pick up the ball from like the middle part? Like, if
Like
your
a
midfield,
six, mate.
yeah, he was picking the ball up from the midfield. So like, if your midfield is gone, there's nothing. Your attackers are just sitting ducks basically.
But
And
I
David,
don't get why though. Like I don't understand it. Casemiro's not even played that many games.
yeah, I don't know what it is. It's definitely something that we have to work. Because look at City. I think another thing that happens is squad depth as well. Because City could rest Jack Grealish in the last game.
They rest their
The game
goalkeeper
before-
the other week, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
the
game before,
Last
the rest
game.
of Kevin De Bruyne was rested. He didn't play, and then but
Mhm.
we're playing the same guys over and over, and I'm 100% sure that this has to do with fatigue, because and also David Moyes, props to him, like he did his homework,
Yeah.
because all they did was just double up on our wingers, and we just didn't have any options, and the players was just out of sync. There were so many so many times that we could have done the quick pass, and we delay for an extra second, and then they recover, and then we're just out of ideas, and we kept trying
Well-
these stupid Hollywood passes through the middle,
Yeah.
and Declan Rice just had a field day. Today was the first time I actually saw what because
I was going to ask you about that.
yeah. Today
I
I
was
was like,
gonna ask you
okay,
about
I get it now. Like I see,
Yeah.
like today, okay, he did it, and I was so impressed with what
Man
he
of
was
the
doing.
match.
Yeah, he could
were
have played.
We were trying
Could have played City.
passes. Like, I've never seen United be able, not under these players. I've never seen us able to do those passes this entire season, and we were still trying it. There was like they were trying to back heel through legs and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, impossible passes. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, they just kept trying these Hollywood, like through the middle, and all West Ham had to do was just wait and wait.
Yeah,
and
just
then
like watch the
intercept.
ball. There we go.
Yeah,
intercept,
just
blah, blah.
intercept it and then just go. And yeah, that's what it was. But it could also be, like I said, it could also be mental fatigue. On Saturday is the day that we would know what the fuck is going on, because they've had a week to relax and recharge and go into
No
those
excuses after that.
chambers or whatever they're called. Those
Yeah, put them in the cryo chambers. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Put them in
Yeah.
them. Give them as many ice baths as you want, and then right before that game, get the strongest double espresso you could possibly find, and get it down the necks. Because whatever you're gonna need for the last of the season, whether it's cans of Monster, fucking nicotine, caffeine, whatever, just get it down him, because you
Jamie
need it,
Vardy. Jamie
and
Vardy
charge him.
diet. That's what they need.
because
Yeah.
right now we have to rely on other people to drop points, and we literally have to go all the way to the end of the season now. Like, there's no
We can't lose.
we don't-
we can't lose
yeah
for the rest of the season.
we can't even draw,
No.
bruv. We have to win every fucking game right now. We cannot draw, because if we
Especially
draw,
the
then
form Liverpool are in.
Liverpool are in form. Brighton have 3 games on us.
Lying.
They've got 3 games on us.
Jesus, forgot
They
about
have, they've got a really bad run anyway, because they're gonna go play some tough teams. But yeah, it's
We could have been third today. Could have been third. Newcastle dropped points. If we win, we go third today. Like that
That's-
could have bounced us for the rest of the season. Like,
That's the only saving grace that Newcastle lost.
Yeah.
So it still keeps them within our sights. But Liverpool, Jesus, the last person you want chasing you down is Liverpool.
Yeah.
A rejuvenated
I'm just
Liverpool.
looking. Yeah, I'm just looking at them now. They've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins in a row. They've got Leicester next, who are near the bottom of the table. Then they've got Aston Villa, and then they've got Southampton, who are right at the bottom of the table.
They're
Who are
winning
probably
every single
relegated by
game.
that point.
They're winning all
Yeah.
their games.
Aston Villa fell off a cliff,
That one
haven't they,
against
recently?
Villa.
They fell off.
And that's at Liverpool. That's at Anfield. So it's
Yeah,
not
they're
even
winning.
away.
They're winning
Like,
all of them. They're winning.
They're
all
winning
those
all.
games.
They actually could get top 4. And just very quickly before we do it as well. There's a reason why I said in the preview why this is a potential another banana skin, because I watched them against City. City are unbelievable at creating chances. And even still against West Ham, before they started scoring the goals, West Ham was so compact and organised to the T, like a proper David Moyes performance. And I just thought the way we're going at the minute with creating chances and not finishing, it literally played out exactly how I thought it would, aside from us getting the 1 goal. And I'm worried now. I'm really, really worried for the rest of the season. I'm not even lying, because unless this little week that we've got now, this period, revamps him and energizes him to a certain point, he actually could end up in Europa again. And that's not scaremongering. That's not thinking. That's a genuine worry.
And then we still have City in an FA Cup final to fucking.
Fuck the final. Like I don't like. I'm not even thinking about that now. Like that doesn't mean shit right now.
But that'll be mid-June, right? The final, anyway.
Second of June.
So I'm not really. Well, 2nd of June. So the season finishes when? Finishes on the 28th of May. That's fucking hell. So it's literally 5 days after.
It's compressed because of the World Cup. Because of the World Cup, it's compressed season. So they've having to get everything in right at the very end, and then the transfer window in July. So it's very truncated.
Right, fuck it. Let's just do the ratings and then get this over and done with. David De Gea.
Both of you can do the ratings.
Jimmy don't even want to participate.
Right. Just say yes or no, Sam, as I go through. De Gea.
F.
U. F. Okay. Wan-Bissaka. I thought he was all right.
C.
I didn't see anything wrong from him.
C.
I've seen him at quite a lot in positions, but I'm like, look, in like a 10, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And quite comfortable in possession as well.
I was saying to Sam earlier, like, I can't fault our defenders. Like they've done their bit. Like they've tried. They're the ones taking all the pressure, because the midfield is crap and the attackers aren't getting any service. The whole thing is just on them the whole time, and they've really done well. Shout out to Luke Shaw with the battle with Antonio today. He battled.
Yeah.
He really.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope.
Lost out a few times though.
Yeah, but I mean,
I thought
he's not going to win every battle, is he? He's not going to.
Yeah.
He's a left back playing centre back. Like, what do you expect? And Antonio is like, super physical. Yeah, as a unit, man. So like, yeah, he held his own. He won a fair bit of his battle. So I hope Jose is watching. Watching Luke Shaw.
Jose, yeah.
Anyway,
he has got a brain, Jose. Take that.
Yeah.
You shit. Are we just gonna give all the back line a C then? Is that fair?
I think Luke Shaw deserves C plus. I thought Luke Shaw was very, very good.
I disagree, but I'll go with you guys. I thought he wasn't as good as he was in the past couple of games, but
I thought
if you want to go with C plus,
he was made to look worse because everybody else around him was failing at their jobs. De Gea was failing at his jobs, the midfield were, and the attack were. So he was trying his hardest. He lost out a couple of times on battles, but for the most part, I thought he was solid. I thought he did really well. So it's the best of a bad situation, to be honest.
I get your point, Nick. I'm just remembering the few times Bowen spun him. A few times. You know, when Bowen has his back to goal, like, he spun him a couple of times. I get your point anyway. But, sorry.
I think that might have knocked his confidence a bit, that Brighton, at the end of the game, where handball, and it's like, fuck's sake, man, because he was sensational in that game. What about Malacia? He was all right, wasn't he? I thought he was a little bit limited going forward, I think. Yeah.
I thought that he was...
In terms of his output.
I thought he was the left back for the game because he's aggressive and he'll fight for a ball, which is what you need against West Ham. And I thought he did decent, but just he wasn't on the Villa level that he was playing at against Villa at home.
Yeah.
He wasn't on that level, but he was
Yeah.
he was decent. He was fine. Greg News is in the chat. I do think the back four are not getting the ball out quick enough to the midfielders. I just think the midfielders are shy at the minute, Greg. I think they're getting them to the ball, but they're just not doing anything with it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Please do leave a like on the video if you can, if you've got any sympathy for us having to do this review after that shit game, and subscribe if you're new to these parts. Yeah, we'll move into the midfield then. Casemiro been under par for me past couple. I don't know what's happened to him at all. I'd love to see if anything comes out from it at the end of the season where it's like, oh yeah, this happened, or cause sometimes you just never know. But there's no excuse for it. The guy's missed, I think, like at least double-figure games because of suspensions and stuff. So no excuses for me. I don't care if he's a world-class player, but he's
missed 7 games.
Yeah, he's below par. He's missed more than that because he missed 4 when he got the red card for thingy, didn't he, for the second red card, and then missed 3.
3, yeah. That's 7.
But then hasn't he missed some in Europe as well? Didn't he get a suspension in Europe?
No.
It was one game. It was one game.
No, it was Lisandro who. Lisandro got a suspension for the game against the
one before Barca. It was one before Barca because
Bruno had one severe, didn't he?
Yeah, the away game, Lisandro. Yeah, whoever we played after Barca or before.
Let me just double check how many games Casemiro's played because I'm sure even the start of the season which wasn't his fault, but he's missed a lot of games this season in terms of just in general. He's played. How many games has he played? Played 24 games in the Premier League, which is more than I thought, to be fair. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I'll hold my hands up, I don't mind. But either way, regardless, he still missed a decent chunk of games, and there's no excuse. So I'm just giving him a C-.
I give him a D. I give him a D. I thought the whole midfield was terrible. Like, I didn't see anything from that midfield. They were just terrible.
Christian Eriksen a D as well?
Yeah.
Or worse? D. Okay. Just give it up.
God.
Give it up.
I feel like Chivy. I feel like just checking this.
We'll blast through him. And Anthony, it was all right. I thought it was quite good in the first half.
It was
but
weird.
Again, it's just his output in it.
It's weird how they took him off. I didn't think that was the right decision to take him off. I agree with the Eriksen substitution, but I thought Anthony probably should have stayed on. But
he seems to be doing a lot though in games, isn't it? He seems to be taking him off at the 70th minute.
I say
quite
C.
A lot for
average.
Yeah. Weghorst.
D.
What are you, Weghorst? I mean, yeah. D. Rashford.
At first half C+. I thought he made some good runs. I thought he was sharp, looked on it.
Yeah, he was sharp.
A couple of opportunities, and then second half just disappeared, didn't he? Just fucking disappeared.
Same thing
half.
every time. Second half, boom, ghost. It's in a bit.
So average out to what?
Rashford does this thing where I don't know whether he goes into some kind of trance and he just wants to just play on his own. Like
it's like he hasn't got teammates anymore. Like
he just like he gets the ball. There was one shot that he took like from way out.
And Ten Hag went mental at him.
I saw when I was like, don't fucking shoot, and then I was like,
you see Ten Hag on the sidelines. He was infuriated. I thought he was going to run on the pitch and smack him. Like he looked infuriated.
He just goes into this trance, like. I don't know if he's trying to do the Mbappe thing. You know when they played Argentina in the final, when Mbappe just
tried to win the game by himself. Yeah.
I'm just gonna win it, and he just seems to do that all the time. And then he only releases the pass when he doesn't really have too many options. And
when it's too late, when the players have lost the space and there's no option. Like
I don't get it, man. But anyway.
So, with all that being said, who is your man of the match for today?
If it has to be a United player, I'd say Shaw. But I think it probably goes to Declan Rice, to be honest.
Yeah, Declan Rice for West Ham, but for us, if you used to pick the best out of a bad bunch,
I think Luke Shaw for me. I'll have to give it to him because he held. I mean, he tried. He held his own. Man.
I'm gonna go David De Gea. I couldn't say that with a straight face. Then. No.
I thought you were going to say Vegas then. I thought you could have called Vegas man of the match.
You can literally just see Nick just waiting, like he was already smiling before I
Like,
said that. I was
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Try to keep the composure. Yeah. So David De Gea, you are the man of the match for today. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. You absolutely doing a Mr. Fumble and giving them a goal.
We need to get Andy. What's his name? Not
Andy Tate.
Yeah, our Andy Tate,
Not Top G.
Yeah,
the other one.
Not the one in jail for sex trafficking.
I was gonna say the bald guy, but then they're both kind of bald.
Yeah.
But
the one with bald who's looked like a lollipop that's dropped on the carpet and he's got bits on there. Yeah.
We need to get that one.
Moisey.
You are a fool. Yeah, you are the biggest fool.
De
You are
Gea,
the biggest
waste
fool
of time.
in Manchester.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we played that team? Is it Astana?
Alex got dead.
Where we played all the youth players, and he was like, "Yeah, we've got Astana at home, mate. Astana." I've never heard it called that before. Astana. Like Jesus Christ, mate.
Long live Andrew Tate. Long live Andy Tate or Andrew Tate.
That could get clipped up, mate. That's gonna get clipped up.
I know.
Andrew, I think it's Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Andy Tate.
It's Andy Tate, isn't it? No, it's
Andy Tate.
Yeah. Because Andrew Tate's the one.
Andrew Tate's the one in jail. Yeah, he's the one in jail.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate is the YouTube guy, and Andy Tate is our.
Yeah.
No, you got it the wrong. No, you got it the wrong way round.
Huh?
Andy Tate is the YouTube guy. Andrew Tate. Andy Tate.
Yeah.
Andy Tate is the mank who's on Paddock. Who's on Paddock and he's on YouTube. Andrew Tate is the misogynist who's in prison for sex trafficking.
But he's also on YouTube.
Is he on YouTube?
Yeah, he's he got banned off YouTube. He got banned off YouTube, didn't he?
Okay.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, for explicit content.
This has gone off the rails, hasn't it?
It really has. It really has.
You are the biggest fool in Manchester.
Moise, this season we're doing a title charge.
We having it, Moise. I love Andy Tate.
God help him if he ever comes on this podcast. I was going to say, God help him if he ever comes on this podcast.
You know what? He was sat across from me in the Villa game, like literally the Royal Cross, and I in my head I was like, I'm gonna go ask him if he'll come on the channel. Yeah, I should have done.
On that. There's another channel he's on as well.
United Agenda. Yeah,
that one. Yeah. Anyway,
never even heard of it. All right. I'll just let you decide who man of the match is. Are you going with Shaw? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Not to say, lads. We've got a week off. Rest up. Get some batches in you. Have a word with Jamie Vardy, and we'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you guys a lot shorter than that, but we'll see the players on Saturday. Membership video going out tomorrow for all you Real Red Ultras. If you want to become a part of that, make sure you click the join button next to the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video, even though I know it's a very depressing defeat. David De Gea with another absolute blunder. What do we do? Plenty to discuss next week. Make sure you stay tuned for stay tuned to Real Red Talk. Sorry, I'm losing my mind.
Just want to
go on.
Just want to thank everybody who was in the chat with Nick today. Some really good interactions, really good numbers. We appreciate all the support, and it made it a little bit easier for Nick to deal with that absolute shit show that he had to watch. So, appreciate the support.
As always. Yeah, emotional support. Thank you. Jimmy, thanks for coming on, mate. And thanks for taking part in the ratings. Appreciate it. See you in a bit.